Please, can you please briefly tell us about the hybrid eclipse that we're going to be experiencing on Sunday?
Yes, please. The hybrid eclipse is a phenomenon which happens when there is a shading of the sun by the moon. But it all happens because the moon rotates around the sun. And as they are rotating together, they reach a point because of events that happen in the world. That when the moon is obstructing the sun, and we who are on the earth are seeing a shadow, we get what we call an eclipse. There are many types. Is when the moon covers a small part of the sun. We call that a partial eclipse because it is covering part of the eclipse. Then there is when the moon covers the innerward part, the innermost part of the sun. And when it covers it, it leaves what we call a ring of fire around the sun, the moon. And that is called annular eclipse because of the ring that is formed around the sun. The other part is when now the moon covers the sun totally. We call that one total eclipse. Now what is happening with this eclipse which is coming up is that as it travels from, or as it moves from the shadow, as the shadow moves from the Bermuda Triangle up to Somalia, then you have around the Atlantic Ocean, you have the moon covering the inner part, hence forming annular eclipse around the Atlantic Ocean. And then when it crosses to the Gabon, Congo, Brazzaville, DRC, towards Uganda, it starts becoming total. So the combination of annular and total eclipse is why we are calling it hybrid eclipse. There's nothing else special about it, but it's an event, on a one-day event, combining these two, and hence calling it a hybrid eclipse, because it has two eclipses in one. It transits from annular to total eclipse.
So what do you need to know about the hybrid eclipse? We understand that it's being clear on the high and being here. For it to be something to be of a special kind, we'd like to know what is so special about it and how many times has it occurred in the night?
The total time should be 592. I have to check the numbers, but the occurrence, the percentage is so low. I think about 5% when you calculate other eclipses which have happened. We have always had eclipses. There are two actually major eclipses. One which is called lunar eclipse, when the shadow is on the moon, because lunar in Greek is moon, and the solar eclipse, which is sol meaning in Greek meaning the sun. So, but we are now concerned with the solar eclipse, which is now the total eclipse, solar eclipse for the when the sun is covered completely, and the annular when it is having a ring of fire. Why is the craze? The last one happened on March 16, 1466. And that is about 547 years ago. The next one will happen after 101 years, on June 3rd, 2114, 2,114 years to come. So me and you will not be there in our lifetime to experience both annular and total eclipse. Although here in Uganda we shall not experience in the north. We will get the total, and here in Kampala we will get the partial eclipse, where part of the disk is covered by the moon. So the craze is because it happens after all those many years. After a century, when something is happening after 5 centuries and after 1 century, it's something to celebrate, or something to look at and be part of history.
So you understand which other parts of the country, apart from which other parts of the country people get a chance to second place? Because now the craze is about that, but we also have now Kampala. People in Kampala be able to experience that.
Actually, the something that will come in Kampala will be also phenomenal, because the disk of the sun will almost be covered, and it will be like a crescent moon, and twist around as the moon is shifting away. But why the north? Is because the north will be enjoying the real shadow, what we call the umbra. The umbra is where the dot, the shadow, when the moon obscures. Because when the moon obscures, it's like when you put a torch and light it on a board. you don't get the whole thing on the wall as a dark shadow. You get a darkest shadow in the middle, and at the end you get some shadow also making a ball and nothing at all. So because of people who will be in the north will be getting the total shadow, hence the total eclipse. So they will experience about 20 seconds of darkness, the momental darkness in the day, right? Then it comes dark. That's why the north is more pertinent to go and visit tomorrow at around between 4 and 6 p.m. But in here Kampala, you get some hazy. The skies will be a bit hazy, and you see the sky, in the sky, the moon trying to cover the sun. And these mornings, if you wake up early in the morning and because tomorrow, if you wake up early in the morning and there's a clear sky, you see that the moon and the sun are now neck to neck. They are tending near right now. Because on Thursday, actually, it was really nice. The imagery was good. When you look at the moon, they were tending really together.
Okay. So, is there a possibility that a huge cloud cover might actually kill chances of people seeing it?
And that's the reason why Uganda was banned from. Because much as it is taking place from the Atlantic Ocean, you cannot dock on the Atlantic Ocean and be safe. Or not many people can be on the Atlantic Ocean on a ship. And also being on the Atlantic Ocean, you find that there is this problem of the evaporation from the sea can easily cause the clouds over that sea spot. The other part is when you look at the Gabon, the Congo Brazzaville, the Democratic Republic of Congo, that whole area is over a rainforest. And because of that rainforest, you get the problem of precipitation and cloud cover. That's why Uganda, and as you are turning to Turkana and Somalia, although in Somalia it is now turning to be dark, that's why Uganda was chosen as the vantage point, because the cloud cover was not so bad like it would be in the DRC, and also because Uganda has some facilities which are available. We have maximum falls, maybe rocks, etc. So there is a possibility that here in Kampala it can reach around 4 and cloud cover goes on. But of course, you never get the cloud cover from stretch the other stretch. The mere fact that the other stretch is a bit bright and you see darkness all through, that will make you feel like something else has changed. Because the rain in the night, that rainfall in the night and during the day is not the same. In the night you see the cloud still remains dark, but if it is raining in the day, you still see some brightness, some light filtering through the cloud, which will disappear when the sun is totally covered.
In other words, we have understood that this is a phenomenon for mankind, but we'd like to know what significance does it have on the earth in general?
In terms of significance, there is no big significance in terms of the nature of the earth, because in the first place, it's not that they have come near each other or they are going to knock each other, like it is said in Uganda that the sun is fighting with the moon. They are still at their relative distance. But what is happening is that as the moon is rotating around the earth and the sun is around this spot, at one time they are all in one line, and then the moon is able to shadow or cut off the light from the sun to the earth, and then we play that shadow. So there is no implication towards the nature of the earth or the moon.
There's also something that I really think is interesting. What we need to know is what is going to happen. What is going to happen at the time when the eclipse is occurring.
So during the sport, when people are viewing the eclipse, there are a few precautions one should take. The pertinent one is what the Ministry of Health has been visiting people. That is not to look at the sun directly. But before we do the looking at the sun directly, assuming you have already taken the other precautions with you, you have the glasses or whatever medium you are using, the part when it becomes dark, it means some light has been turned. That moment of being in darkness means that if you went in the shade, like if you were standing on the shade, on light and it was too hot and you go on the shade, you feel a bit cold. So you can imagine a stretch of about 50 kilometers being coldness. The air column on that whole part, that air column is now cold. But when you stretch beyond that strip of the shadow, you get the air which is warm. Of course, the cold air will displace the warm air, and that one will start causing what we call the currents, the air currents. And because the stretch is so long, it can become a strong wind. So you have been in a stable condition, and all of a sudden you see things waving around. That's why it is so paramount in that sense, that you get some strange winds. That's one. Two, if you were on a raised place, which is advisable, like on a hilly place, you'll see a shadow stretching from one side, chasing the light, or whichever way. If it is coming, if the moon is coming to shade the sun, you will see the shadow chasing the light. Now when the moon is going away, you will see the light chasing the shadow. And you can imagine if you were looking at that on a stretch of about 10 kilometers, it is strange. It's like if a plane was taking off and you see its image, its shadow on the ground. It's scary, but don't know that you will be hearing it. Three, nocturnal animals, the cockroaches, some insects, and birds. They start wanting to go around and go and do the activities. The people and the chicken, the goats, they want to go home and sleep. So that's strange enough. If you are having the whole village and you're having the goats running away to go and sleep, you have to again get them back to the grazing ground when this whole thing is all over. Of course, the moment of being in darkness, you're out there and it is totally dark. That one alone is strange. You were in the light, everything was okay, and all of a sudden it becomes dark. So those are the strange things which people normally associate with superstition. But there's nothing to do with superstition that we're concerned with.
Okay. There's also the feeling now. The question of the feelings through perhaps this one disturbs the quite a lot of truth. What is some
The viewing, you are supposed to be using certified glasses which have filters on them. This is actually the glass from NASA, which is meant to view, to look at the sun directly, even when there is no eclipse. So it's certified, but there are people who have, I think, I saw some people who are trying to make some of them. They need to be verified that they are cutting off some of the wavelength, the UV ultraviolet, because the sun will not be producing any more light that day. The difference is that when you imagine if I now put a torch on your face during broad daylight, you don't feel its intensity as if it was when you had just woken up in the darkness of the night. So when the total eclipse happens, people tend now to open their eyes, so to widen the retina so that they can see very well because it is dark. When they are still amazed by that darkness and when enjoying the view, then if the light came up from the darkness, it will go straight to the retina. And the retina is just some cells which are acting like a film, so the light can spoil the retina. Just like a normal film of the camera, the old camera, they tell you do not open them if you are not, and that's why the developing rooms are called dark rooms, so that the light cannot spoil one. So you can use the black and white photographic film, which is not yet used, new. That one can help, because by the time the light spoils the layer which was put in order to make an image, then your eyes will be set doing that thing. So a film which is not used, the black and white, so do not use a film which is already developed. or a color one. The ministry is talking of Cavera, but I would want the ministry, if it was to use a Cavera, maybe now, or now before the eclipse, and try to see whether they can see the sun. To me, I looked at it and it was hazy, so it means you are just telling somebody to look at some light and looking at not something real. So the other viewing is to use binocular, but don't use the binocular to look at the sun. Just make sure the sun is there and you get a white background and you adjust the binocular to project an image in that white background. The other one is a telescope. Not many people have telescopes, but if there would be a telescope around the vicinity, someone can make a bunch of people view at least the moment when they are trying to cross each other. Because the short moment is when there is darkness, but the moon is not jumping over the sun in the moment. It will come slowly going on. That's why the range of the occurrence is between 4 p.m. up to 6:30 p.m. Because the moment they turn in, as they turn, they cover themselves, the turning continues, then they go away. And then the whole moment ends and we go to our normal lives, assuming the darkness was normal. Now, so the telescope would also help you to cast an image on the white background, on the white cardboard. And you look at the sun. You can look at the profile of the sun nicely when you are using that projection. You can adjust it up and down to make sure that you get a clear view, and you'll be able to see the moon coming on. And if it becomes totally dark, you can peep at the whole scenario up and say, I saw it and I followed it up. So the other one, which I want to rectify as a physicist, is the one of the water. If you put water in a dark place and the light is coming, the sun is here, so the light is coming on here. It should be, if the water surface was to be smooth, the light rays should have been reflected along here. So don't put your eye here, but you can be here or you can be at this other side. So that will help you to still look at the image of the sun, but don't get the reflection of the light from the sun. So water in a basin, which is black, is still safe, but precaution is do not look at the image of the sun, of the light from the sun. And also when you look at the water on the sea or the lake, you see a shiny surface fine, because you are now looking at the image of the sun. But when you look at directly from top, the sun is there and you look directly from top, it means the light rays went this way, but you are looking from top. So you'll be able to enjoy the image, not the light, but you'll be able to see the image. And because of the water absorbing some of the light of the wavelength, you will not be able, even when you try it, people can try it in their homes. Put some water in the basin, go on the bowl, which is so shiny, which you can't look to. You'll be able to see it nicely with an outline in the basin of water or in a trap of water. It's black is better because for black you'll be able to see the other ones. If it was to be white, you would be getting a reflection from the other white surfaces. So black basin, water, anything, even if it is a bowl, black bowl, water, but it shouldn't be dirty water again, muddy water, because you won't see anything. It should be some relatively clean water.
How about the people who wear contact glasses? Do they think that they could be of purpose to them when doing the hybrid?
The sunglasses are especially put on because you don't want to get bright objects, spoiling your eyes because of the light reflected from these bright objects. But the sun, you can't use those to look at the sun. You can try, those who are putting them on, they can try to look at the sun now, even without a negative, just a glance there. They will still be too bright for your eyes. And because on that moment you are trying to be so observant and get the details of the happening, then you will spoil your retina, because the people will dilate and open up to get more light to understand, and when the moon goes off, everything will stream into your eyes. So they are not safe. They are not safe thing to use. But I want to say this, that if the sun was that dangerous, some people will use it as a weapon. They will tell you to look at the sun and they will make you blind. So the idea behind it is that if you look at the sun intentionally and just to get a glimpse of what is going on, you can. You can have a glance and go there. The problem is how nice it is. The fantastic phenomenon can lure you into being stuck or to remain there and understand. And then when the moon goes off the sun, it finds you there basing and being surprised by. So still, with sunglasses, you could be so careful because you want to capture moment and don't look at it directly, but try to look at it like squinted the eyes. You'll be able to see something, but it is not advisable to use sunglasses. But these are basically filters, sun filters, to look at the sunlight because of the other issues. The other ones are eclipse. Glasses where they send some kind of shade light. There is an inability shading filter. This one is just filter that gives you either a red image or a blue shade. For example. But there is a guy who said he was trying to
also our cameras will come to us.
you get the settings, also in settings, and you get a few different. But every camera has settings. You know white balance, cloud C, wherever you can go in the night and take a shot in the night. That one for speed. Someone is speeding and then photographing in motion, but it's not right. The other part also. When you flip it, in that one shows the faces. Yeah, it shows the faces of the sun. The sun is not just a body. So when I turn it, you'll be able to see different things and different colors. It's one image that I don't know how they made them, but it's able to get some different imagery and be able to see the details of the sun. When we use the other telescope, we were able to see the sunspots. We were able to see
Thank you very much for your time.
No, it is you. My interest is to make people understand.
Kati onakuwencha ekisoma egenda kuwandiikirate abantu bonna mu Rwanda n'okusinga ddala bali mambuka bayingiridde okulaba ekyo kyebayita hybrid eclipse. Abamu mu Uganda tebayita nti okuwanagana kati badde twetaaga okumanya ddala ddala kino ekintu ddala kiki
Era kitiisa abasinga nti tubeerwana n'omwezi. Ewaffe tugamba nti okugira kabe kiyita nti obudde okuziba mirundi ebiri. Naye mu Buganda ndowooza tulina kigambo kyeru. Tewali kigambo kya nkalaakali ekisobola okukozesebwa. Tebirwana nga bwe tukyogera naye lwakuba nti bibeera biringa ebiriipaganye. Engeri omwezi gwe gwetooloola ku nsi ate byonna bwe biba byetooloola ku njuba. Kituuka ekiseera nga enjuba, omwezi n'ensi nga biri mu layini emu, nga biteebye layini emu, nga ekitangaala ekiva ku njuba kituuka ku nsi. Awo kye tuyita eclipse. Nti ofunye ekisiikirize ky'omwezi, abali ku nsi tulaba ekisiikirize ky'omwezi nga bw'obeera ng'otudde wansi w'omuti. Ekisiikirize omuti ne gusikiriza enjuba, ekisiikirize ne kigubeerako. Kati naffe tugenda okubeera nga mu kifo ky'omuti omwezi gwe guli eri waggulu ne gutusikiriza, ffe ne tubeera mu kusiikiriza. kati tulina ekisiikirize ekibeerawo kya mirundi ebiri. Ekisooka kuliko kino, ekisooka kuliko kino ekiri kisigala munda makati ku njegoyego z'omwezi ekubeerako kutuyita nkaweta k'omuliro, ring of fire. Eyo ye eclipse ekituyita annular eclipse. Ate ne wabeerawo ekiseera ng'omwezi gubikidde ddala enjuba nebeera nga yonna ebuze ebuliddeyo n'olaba ekisiikirize nga olaba kintu kiddugavu. Eno tugiyita total eclipse. Kiki ekigenda okubeerawo nti kino ekisiikirize bwe kinaaba kitambula okuva eri mu Bermuda mu Semayanja Atlantic nga kisemberera eno mu buvanjuba mu east oba kijja kugwerayo eno mu Somalia. Kati eno mu bugwanjuba mu ggwanga so mu bugwanjuba bwa Africa awo wanaabeera akano akaweta k'omuliro. Ate bw'osemberera awo ku Gabon, osemberera ku Congo Brazzaville, osemberera ku Democratic Republic of Congo, awo wandibadde walungi okulaba bino ebyombi ebibiri ebibeerawo ebikifuula okugiyita hybrid eclipse. Naye obuzibu buli nti wali ku Semayanja si kyangu kubeera mu nnyanja n'obeerawo mu ocean ogenda kulaba eclipse. Naye ababyagala abaagala okuba ebifaananyi ebirungi abalina ebikozesebwa banaabeerayo ku nnyanja. Kati okutuuka mu Gabon olw'okubeera nti waliyo ebidda, enkuba eyinza okubeerawo, wabeerawo ebire bingi, ate n'ekibuyaga bw'atandika naabeera nga tewasanyusa kuba terina bantu bangi. Kati bw'otuuka eno mu Uganda wasamusaamu wotukire Pakwach eggulu awo n'oba olaba ekisiikirize. Kati n'ebirala nti mu Pakwach waliyo ebyobulambuzi n'awokusula n'abazungu abantu ab'ebweru abazze basobole okulaba ebirala okugjako kibaddewo. Ekirala nti lwaki kino kireesewo ebubi kubeera nti yenyumya ebisiikirize kisinzidde kubeera nti kiri nantalabekalabe ng'ekimuli ky'endavu nti kyasemba okubaawo emyaka 547 emabega mu mwezi gwokusatu ennaku 16 omwaka 1466. Ekirala kigenda kubeerawo ku lunaku lw'abajulizi Juni 3 mwaka 2014. Kati ekyo kyokka nti fe abaliwo kati oba n'abaana baffe bayinza okukula nga tebalaga ekintu eki nti wano wanaabeerawo akaweta k'omuliro ku sayidi eri, ate eno wabeerewo nga enjuba ebikirwa ddala omwezi newabeerawo enzikisi. Kati bwe kibeerawo nti enzikisi ebadde waliwo bibeerawo, ate nga abasinga ababitankana ne batandika okugamba nti oba kyandiba nti segenda kugwawo oba kiranga bintu bizibuzibu, lwakuba nti bw'obika awantu bw'oba kasana nga kakwokya bulungi n'ogenda ku kisiikirize owulira empyo otandika okufuuwa. Kati teebereza nga ekitundu ekisingayo nga kilomita 5 kyonna ebbugumu eryo ligenze, empewo eri awo ku kantu ako konna etandika okuzitowa kuba kintu bw'okinyogoza kizitowa. Kati ate empewo eri eyeesuddeyo emabbali eyo empewo n'ebeera nga eweweera, kati neezitowa n'etandika okuyiikiriza eri eweweera, n'otandika okulaba ng'amazzi bwe gatokota. Bw'ofumba amazzi gano agawansi gaweweera, agawaggulu agazitowa ne gagajjawo n'olaba ebintu nga bitokota, amazzi gatokota gayiba. Kati tewali gasigala waggulu, agabeera wansi nga gawewuse nga gagenda. Kati kiyinza okubeerawo ku lw'ebbanga eddene liba lyesuddewo ekireetawo kibuyaga. Kati n'ogamba ensi egenda kugwawo, lwaki bweyabwoyo abeerayo n'abaddewo. Kuliko ekisiikirize bw'obeera ku wantu weesituddeko ekisiikirize oyinza okulaba ekisiikirize nga kigoba musana kuba ekisiikirize kyeno enjuba ky'omwezi kituuka wala kigenda akabanga akawerako kilomita nga 5 bwekigambye naye nga n'okweyongerayo nekyesuula nga 15 kati teebereza nga olaba ekisiikirize kikuba omusana kitiisa kyantiisa kizogamba nti ensi egenda kugwawo. Ekirala nti ebisolo byebaka misana ne bizuukuka kiro ebyenje obuwundo ebyo byonna ebisolo bitandika okuzuukuka biga tugende tuyiye emmere na buli kyetusanga ate nga buzibyeko katono kati teebereza nga emmese ebiyenje bitandise okutambula buli wamu ate nekaddamu akasana negebemu ekintu ekyo kirabika nga ekitali kya bulijjo. Ekirala nti ffennaffe abantu n'embuzi n'enkoko obudde bwe buwungeera owulira ngaoba ogenda mu ssemazinga nga Amerika oba Europe balina omuzinga mu biseera bya winta nga bino ebijja obudde buzibanga bukyali era ne bwe buziba saa 9 otuuka kukwata nowulira nga osumagira n'enkuba bwetandika ng'eyagala okutonya ne wabeerawo ekisiikirizo otandika okusumagira ate bwe butuuka mu sama omusana nga kugwaku ng'obudde buwungeera nga saawa 5 za kiro osanga saawa 4 abantu nga bakuba akapiira butulo tewali oba waliwo ne profesa yali mu mulimu ku Norway nga yali sama ate nga yalaba enkuba yetololera wali naga sibisobole kuba obudde tubuziba kati ekintu ekyo kyokka toyinza okugenda mu nsi endala n'osanga obudde nga bukwiseeko nga tobutegeera n'ekyo bwe kibaawo wano nga kibaddewo akaseera katono kiribeeramu entiisa. Ekisembayo nti okubeera bubeezi wabweru nga waliwo enzikiza nga mubadde awo mwena muli bangi muyimidde wabeerawo enzikiza ab'engalo empanvu ebyo byonna bibeerawo nti kibeerawo nga tekitegeerekeka so bye bibeerawo naye si kintu kiryawo nti kinateekawo embeera kijja kubeerawo kaseera katono okubikira ddala omwezi okubikira ddala enjuba kijja kubeerawo seconds nga obutikitiki nga 2 then otandika okujja kuvaako okola naye kijja kutandika nga lusaawa 10 dakiika ntono eziyise ku saawa 10 paka nga 13 naye okubikira ddala kijja kubeera nga awo 10 nga paka otuuse nga 11 n'obuyitamu so naye kirungi nti yayagala okulaba beera wabwera awo obeere nga naawe ebirindaala amaaso osobole okulaba nkikibeerawo.
Katubalole ekirala bitundu ki ebyoggwanga walala butuyinza okulaba nti abatawala bayinza
akatundu ako konna nyinza okuyita nti akeesuddewo n'oviira ddala Pakwach paka n'ogenda Payolo n'ogenda kastrecha nibwogenda ku internet osobola okulaba kubanga buli omu kati alina olutimbagano ogenda ku lutimbagano osobola okunoonyayo n'okalaba akantu ako nga kabwe katambula ekisiikirize ekyamaanyi wekinaabeera banaalabira ddala ngaebire enjawulo eri nti Pakwach obutikitiki bungiko nnyo okusinga ngaabano abanaabeera nga Kenya otuukana kuba bw'ogenda osemberera eno ng'obutikitiki bukendeera kati Pakwach kyekyagireetera okubeera nti olw'obulambuzi wamu n'obutikitiki okubeera nga bweyongeddeyo naye neggulu balina ate mu tawuni makati bajja kulaba naye obutikitiki bwebugenda nga bukendeeramu enjuba bwemala nga erikiriwo
kati bino ebinaabirira mukwabo bo bajja kulaba kyati
ate ab'omu Kampala bajja kulaba nga enjuba omwezi gujja kujja gubeere ng'okugenda okubika ku njuba naye gulemu okugibikira ddala gutambulire ng'okudde eno kati gubeereko ng'omwezi omuto omwezi ogwakajja bwekinaabeera then bwekimala okubeera bweto nga guliko ogwekoza omwezi omuto omwezi okubeeko kukuba musana mutandika okwagala naye bujja kuba buwungeera so omusana tekujja kwakanga bwe gwandibadde nga saa 7 oba saa 5 kajja kwakako katono paka ekaawo kati ebikozesebwa waliwo galubindi abakugu ze bakola okulaba ezijjako ekitangaala ekiva ku njuba ekituyamba nti kyebayita ozo omuko gwebayita akabuubi kebayita ozo akasengejja ekitangaala ekiva ku njuba ozo netuyambako naye tugenze tugenze tudipletinga tugyonoona kati oluusi waliwo ekitangaala ekiyitamu kati ekyo ekitangaala filters eclipse glasses oba galubindi za eclipse oba galubindi z'okulaba okulwanagana kw'omwezi n'enjuba zijjamu ekitangaala ekimu ekyonoona amaaso nobeera nga amaaso go tegoona. Kati waliwo ab'ebyobulambuzi abakola ku byobulambuzi abazikozeemu ekisigadde nti zirina okutesitingibwa oba okutereerwa nti oba ntuufu oba si oba enoyo bagikolera ova mu kitongole ky'ebyobulamu. Ekirala nti oyinza okukozesa telescope n'ogitunulamu bwoti naye oyinza ogikwata enjuba neyita mu telescope n'okisa ku kantu kakeeru n'olaba ekisiikirize ky'enjuba n'okirabira wano kati gwe n'olinda omwezi paka gwegugira ne kutandika okubika ekintu ekyo. Ekirala oyinza okukozesa binocular ebitangaaza naye totangaaza mwezi n'enjuba nabyo teekaawo ekitangaaza oteekeko akantu akeeru osobole okutegeka obulungi okatereeza bulungi osobole okufuna enjuba nga yesuba ekantu akatangaala. Ekirala abaminisita y'ebyobulamu bagamba nti akaveera naye weewaawo simanyi akaveera bw'okakwata kati saawa zino n'ogamba kandabe ku njuba simanyi oba olina kyolaba kitaawo kubanga akaveera bw'okakwata nolabe ku njuba sinalabayo kyolaba kuba tolina kyolaba kati wali ebinyusi simanyi oba onookiraba. Ekyamazzi kikola naye amazzi totunula ku kintu kino ekyesudde kuva ku njuba okudda ku maaso tokitunuulira ekyo tunula ng'olinga ali waggulu wa besi osobole okulaba ekisiikirize ekyenjuba olabe n'omwezi nga bwe gujja nga gwagala okubika enjuba. Kati awo olina okutunulamu mu mazzi ovudde waggulu wa besi totunula mu mabbali gooti kuba etuyiga mu physics ya science ekitangaala ekiva tekituyamba okufuuka nga zokulaba nenkulaba nti gumi kuba enjuba ebikubako ebikuvaako nebigenda mu maaso gange nenkulaba nti gwegumi. Kati nekyo nenjuba ekitangaala bwe kiva ku njuba nekikuba mu mazzi nodde eno ekyo ekitangaala kikukuba mu maaso naye bw'otunula waggulu tokisigala kigenda eno bw'otunudde eno waggulu naye era osigala ng'olaba ki okugeraageranya abasinga bw'oba ogenze mu nnyumba yo n'ofuna ebesin nga ya bulaaka nga nzirugavu oba bw'ofuna eya white oba bw'ofuna enjeru oba emyufu era ejja kusigala ng'emansulako ekitangaala. So enzirugavu ye eringa enyunyunta ekitangaala nekikibuliramu bwe noolaba ogunde ekisiikirize noolaba enjuba nogirabira mu mazzi. Kati ne bwofuna ekipakuli oba baketi noteekamu amazzi naye toteekamu mazzi nga gatugala nga bisooto bifuna otuzizi nga tulungi otuteeke mu kakonteinako osobole okulaba enjuba nga bwe mukigamba nti olwanagana n'omwezi.
Kati waliwo bana balina galubindi zaabwe
ezo galubindi ze batera okuyita sunglass zikuyamba buyambi nti bw'oba otambula tolaba bintu biri bitangaala nnyo, naye ate tezikuyamba, tezikutaasa kutunula mu njuba kuba enjuba kitangaala kiba mu njuba kibeera kyamaanyi. Ezo zizo zendaba nga naddala abawala nga beepise wano amaaso bonna bagabiseeko, ziyamba buyambi kubeera nti bw'olaba ekintu ekitangaala tekikwonoona maaso, naye ate ekyo ekitangaala tekyenkanika ku kyekyo ekitangaala kiba.